Hey everybody, Marisa here from She Knows Crypto with this week's Crypto News Roundup. So good news, the last couple of days there's been a little bit of a rebound in Bitcoin and a few other coins, the top 10 coins. So that's pretty good, and we'll get to why that is in a bit. But first, a few headlines. The first one we'll start with is about the Winklevoss brothers. They received an important patent. If you don't remember who the Winklevoss brothers are, they're venture capitalists, entrepreneurs, and they were involved with Facebook in the early days. And if you saw the social network, they tried to sue Mark Zuckerberg for stealing their idea. So they are big VCs on the street. They secured a patent with what's being described as a more secure transactional method for cloud computing. It's not very specific, at least in the articles that I was able to find what exactly. I didn't read the patent myself. I'm not sure I would understand that either. But what it sounds like to me is they're trying to prevent hacks on the different exchanges. Now, we know that the blockchain theoretically is not hackable because of the cryptography that's behind it and a bunch of other technical reasons. But the internet still is, and transactions that go over the internet also are. And that is a big concern with many hacks that we've seen in different types of currencies. So they are trying to create a way where these types of transactions that go over the internet, when you're trying to purchase cryptocurrency with fiat, and it goes through an exchange, that will be prevented. So what does that mean? People are asking me all the time what the best exchange is. What's the fastest? What's the best? What's the most secure? Where are the better fees? Well, the Winklevoss brothers own the Gemini exchange. So you could see Gemini start to pull away and lead amongst the different types of exchanges like Coinbase and Kraken and all of those others because of this new technology. So keep on the lookout for that this week. The next headline I want to talk about is a bunch of media hype around Bitcoin being the greatest bubble in history. Now, you hear it all the time that cryptocurrency is a bubble, Bitcoin is a bubble. I hear it all the time. People ask me about it. But this is a bold statement, and it was made by Bank of America. Also, Bloomberg talked about a few reasons why it's the biggest bubble in history. So that's just not factual. Why not? First of all, based on the percent drop of Bitcoin in particular. Its biggest drop recently was 65%. So back in December when it was almost 20,000 to most recently when it's down to 6,000, looking like right now it's rebounding to 8,000. So bigger bubbles in history were the 1929 market crash, the dot-com crash, which was over $5 trillion of value was lost basically overnight, which leads me to my second point. The market capitalization of Bitcoin, how much value is in dollars, is about 130 billion worldwide, all of Bitcoin in all of the world. That's really not that much money when you think about how much value was lost in the most recent dot-com bubble that there was, 5 trillion. So as far as magnitude, when you say biggest bubble in history, looking back at these different bubbles, it's definitely not in percent drop and it's not in magnitude. Another piece is that Bitcoin has basically died and been revived 278 times, according to 99 Bitcoins. They do obituaries for Bitcoin. So that has not been seen in other bubbles. What is really one of the major issues is the lack of liquidity of Bitcoin. Liquidity being able to, quote unquote, cash it out and be able to exchange from Bitcoin to fiat. The liquidity really isn't there. So that is contributing to the volatility. Volatility means big swings up and down, not bubble. So again, it's the FUD stuff, fear, uncertainty, doubt, that people keep throwing out, bubble, and biggest bubble in history. And also the other bubbles are for different types of financial markets, stock markets, commodities markets. Bitcoin is meant to replace fiat, quote unquote, or theoretically that's what some people believe. So it's not really an apples to apples type of comparison. So when people talk about bubble, remember those things. And when they try to use hyperbole, like greatest bubble in history, that's just not factually true. So that was a lot of hype that I wanted to dispel. The last one we'll get back to, the headline for yesterday and today is the growth in the crypto markets and the big jump. So yesterday, Bitcoin jumped about $1,000 in 30 minutes. Why did that happen? The speculation of the why of that is because there was some good news. There have been a lot of Wall Street influencers that are saying Bitcoin will go up to 25,000 this month, 250,000 in 5 years. There are a lot of big Wall Street influencers that are seeming to be very bearish on Bitcoin. Also, Santander is implementing the Ripple blockchain, which is a very large world bank. So that's good news. And then for some reason, they also cited that cryptocurrency is legal under Sharia law, which I don't know how great that is that a religious institution has baptized, I guess, cryptocurrency. But that was cited as some good news. So there was a lot of good news this week. But also, because of that good news, we started to see a little bit of a rebound. When you see a rebound go up that quickly, what you can look at is that a lot of people that have short positions are trying to liquidate quickly before it goes up too fast. So what's a short position? If you're not really sure, most people, the masses, invest in long positions. So you buy something thinking it'll go up long term. So you're buying Bitcoin now at 7,000, you think it's going to be 25,000. That's a long position. You're waiting for it to go up, and then you're going to sell it on that gain. People that want short positions are betting that the price is going to go down. So those folks that bought Bitcoin at 10,000 or 6,000 and were betting it was going to go down to 3,000, they're taking an obligation to be able to sell to someone at a certain price. So I'm taking an obligation today to sell at 6,000 because next month I think it's going to go down to 3. But if I think it's going to go up, I want to cut my losses because I want to buy it at 3 and sell it for that current obligation at 5 and make it's a gaming thing. It's a speculation thing. So those people that had short positions are thinking, oh my goodness, maybe it is going to go up. Let me cut my losses. If it's going to go up to 10,000 again or 25,000, let me cut my losses, get it now at 7,000 or 8,000, and then sell my short position for a loss of a few thousand. So we saw a lot of that, which creates more liquidity in the market, which allows the price to go up. So all of these different factors are contributing to volatility. Not having that type of liquidity, all of this speculation, all of this hype of the bubble and this and that. There's going to be a lot of this this year. I really don't see the volatility stabilizing, which is why most people are hodlers, holding for long-term positions in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So that's the roundup of this week's news. The shitcoin of the week. There are so many to choose from. So I took a look at a few coins this week, and one of them is called CEDX, CEDEX, which is an exchange for diamonds. Essentially, it's a diamond coin, tokenizing the exchange of diamonds in the marketplace. So diamonds is a commodity, it's a rock. Why exactly do we need to tokenize the exchange of rocks? Will we be tokenizing everything, quartz, all of these things? I know that, of course, diamonds are a very valuable precious stone, and their white paper cites that the trading market has a lot of problems. But tokenizing it, I wasn't convinced. What is a good reason to tokenize a diamond? And in the future, as we're trying to figure out what is the best store of value now that we have cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and all the other types of currencies that currently store value, that represent digitally value. Do we need a rock to represent that too? Will diamonds still be a girl's best friend next month, next year? I don't know, maybe Bitcoin will be. I know it's a better friend to me than a diamond is. So not really sure why it needs to be tokenized. And then also they're seeking about 20 million US dollars of investment in Ether. And I couldn't really see in the white paper why they need that much money. So you've got these ICOs that are basically starting from scratch. They have no capital at all. They have no code. They've built nothing, and they want to go from 0 to 20 million. So that's a lot of money without being justified. They also have a high percent, and I always talk about this, to the founders or administrative. So the founders just get 5% of that. They raise it, they get it, they deliver code, they don't deliver code, they get 5%, which is an awful lot of money. $1 million is an awful lot of money. And my biggest beef with those types of ICOs is that it's not performance-based. So they never have to deliver code. They have no obligations to the people that purchase the tokens to even make the thing, but they get the funding anyway. So be careful of those when you're looking at ICOs or anything to buy. Is it performance-based? What's the distribution to the founders? And why do they need so much money? And have they actually written any code or have any type of proof of concept? So shitcoin of the week is the diamond coin, tokenizing diamond investments. Don't really think we need that. So great. Hopefully we'll see the market stabilize a bit and the cryptocurrencies continue on this growth slope. A lot of people are bullish about it. You still have the fudders out there trying to create doubt and talk about bubbles. But again, really think about what cryptocurrency means to you and why you're investing in it. Over the next couple weeks, I'll be doing some more education around investing, around securities. I'll be doing some Facebook Lives in my group, so if you're not in the group, She Knows Crypto, join there, and I'll be putting out a lot of information about how to choose cryptos, how to keep yourself secure. So definitely check that out. But for now, it is the end of the Crypto Cocktail Hour. Today is margarita night in Medellin, so I've made myself a nice margarita. And cheers to you. Happy crypto investing.